Hi guys, I'm re-recording. I don't really like re-recording because I already have finished earlier, and I'm like, there are takes that doesn't have sounds. I don't understand why, but it just doesn't have sound. So unfortunately, retake. Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so as you can see, I'm not at home. I'm not in the studio right now. I'm actually on one of my sites. I'm traveling. I am at my client's home. Right, so I'm really privileged to have a place of mine here. So yeah, as I promised, guys, I'm still going to do, I'm still gonna talk, even though I'm not in the studio, right? I promise you that. So it's fairly quiet here, which is good. And yeah, the, what we're gonna talk about right now is, the thoughts I've had while traveling here earlier. So there are a lot of thoughts, paradoxical thoughts actually. The one is, you know, as I have looked back at my adventures and traveling adventures, most especially, it's like, um, you know, I've gotten used to not getting used to, like, breaking my routine and everything. And yeah, this traveling thing has made me really resilient, I'd say, and more detached, especially with material things, you know. So another thought I've had is, besides getting used to not getting used, is, finding comfort, finding comfort in uncomfortable situations and places. And another thought is, uh, gaining control over something uncontrollable. So it's just paradox of ideas. Right now, I'm really just following what my motivations is telling me, and the thoughts that pops out in my mind in the moment. But I promise you, I'm gonna tackle that. Okay, I'm gonna share those things with you still, of course. So I did some research about it, and I got some notes. Yeah, life is a travel, so it can aid me now and bring a little bit of structure, because my talks, my previous talks and my previous episodes aren't really structured enough. So yeah, we have here some thoughts from Buddhism. We also have Heraclitus. Yeah, Heraclitus and Nietzsche. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's a German philosopher. So yeah, according to Heraclitus, yep, change is the only constant thing in life. I've used this phrase before already, and I've seen this a lot of times, but I just knew now that it's from Heraclitus. So he says that being is just an illusion, and becoming is the reality. So basically, the reality is everything moves, everything changes. It's the becoming. So with the Nietzsche, it's self-overcoming. So he said that um, he advised that live a life of constant self-transformation. So the goal of life isn't to reach stability and a stable state. That's not the goal. His goal is to continually critique and surpass one's current self beliefs and values. So it's basically, his goal is change, not stability. I have something to share with you guys. Talking to my friends. Um, not just that's not yesterday. That was another day, and we're talking about motorcycle because we all ride motorcycles. And I don't know if this is connected here, but it's just the thought of surpassing one's current self, I guess. So we're riding motorcycles, and we're like, it's I don't know if that's boasting, but we're just sharing our fastest yet, driving a motorcycle. They were like on the safe speed. You would say that they were on a safe speed, like they were driving it in 60, 70, around that. And I'm like, I feel like it's weird, but I still shared it, and I'm like, I have been driving my motorcycle and my fastest is 100, I told them. And I try to surpass that every time I get a chance. It's like I break my own record. I know I sound crazy and I'm dangerous, right? But it's exhilarating. It's exhilarating. It's just the high of over surpassing like your my record, and I know it's dangerous. I might die. I know that, guys. But it's quite fun. So yeah, it's overcoming your current self. And with the belief and values, I believe I wanted that. I mean, recognize I recognize that the things that has worked in the past can and cannot work, in the present and in the future, like the solutions to things. So yeah, I always question my worldviews as well, and the other people in my life, which annoys them. So it's uncomfortable. You need to think about it. It's like most people will hold on to something that has worked like forever. Like why would you subject yourself to something that's gonna endanger you, and at some point doesn't have a hold yet, and wasn't proven yet, right? So yeah, it's uncomfortable, but for some reason I just have this in my mind, and I just constantly ask, like my parents are really firm believers. They have this solid beliefs passed down to them from previous generations. And at some point, yeah, of course, as a kid, just you follow these beliefs, and you say yes all the time, because you know what they always say: you can't question an older person. That's what they always say. Just follow. So I cannot remember when I started quite rebelling on those beliefs, but at some point I caught myself asking a lot of whys. Why is this belief being believed? Why is this being practiced? Why do I'm gonna ask them, why do you think this is going to happen if we do this? I mean, it's just they get annoyed. Okay, they get annoyed because sometimes that's the thing. People follow this belief because the elders told them so, and without thinking critically about it, like never questioning it, because maybe the elders will tell them, okay, this worked for centuries, for longer than you've lived, and you can't question them. You just follow, and they get comfortable with that, like but the world is evolving. The world is changing. That's just a constant thing. Like Heraclitus said, and what works before can just not work at the moment, and in the future. So that's one way of me being annoying. Because I ask a lot of whys, because I subject myself to discomfort. That's just it. So yeah, so it's the deliberate choice to really never settle into a fixed identity or a dogma. So yeah, Nietzsche also said that the practice of self-overcoming is where you embrace the next version of yourself before you have even fully become the current one. Okay, it's resonated with me as well, because I try a lot of things. I have a lot of interests, and besides my career right now, I branched out a lot of times. Like, it's just because I want to try it. I don't want to experience it. And everything that's new is uncomfortable. It's just the way it is. And as we wanted to deliberately subject myself, actually, I've just discovered that I thinking back, I've been like that way ever since, ever since grade school. It's like I just put myself in this situation that's gonna make me uncomfortable, and it fascinates me, like, connecting it now, and before the feeling I've had when I first started traveling, the uncomfortable feeling and the unsettling feeling. Of course, it's stressful. Changes in environment, your routine breaking. I never remembered, those childhood memories of me being so comfortable with discomfort. And yeah, I'm gonna share it with you. It's like during grade school, it's I'm a fairly quiet kid, as my grandma described me, and some people. I always stare blankly. They thought it's just me missing my parents, my mom especially, because I was living with my grandparents when I was a kid. But just getting back, thinking right now, it's just maybe because my imagination is just really, it's really vivid. Maybe that's why I'm staring blankly most of the times. I'm just processing things as well, maybe emotionally. I don't know. But yeah, school was quite a struggle as well. And there was this time that my teacher punished me because I always come late in her class. I always come late because I'm very fascinated by I walk to go to school, and in the province, it's rice fields with the flowers on the roadside, with the dragonflies. There's a lot of dragonflies. I miss those sights with the butterflies, with the grasshopper. I get sensory overload. Just I'm trying to put my feet on my little self, and it's just I'm fascinated, and I'm like, I'm walking towards school, and I can't help but stop by the road, catch dragonflies, pick flowers, and then yeah, I lose track of time. So once I reach my class, I'm already late. And you know what my teacher did to me as a punishment? She brought me out on the school garden, and she subjected me there, and told me not to move. But geez, I'm surrounded by flowers and all these dragonflies and all those things that in the first place made me late. I mean, ma'am, are you sure? I mean, you're punishing me with pleasure right now. But of course, it's maybe because she thought I'd be under the sun and I'll be scorched. So that's the punishment for me. But I don't really care. I'm like, I'm sensory overload very, very pleasantly. So that's discomfort for you. That is supposed to be uncomfortable, but I like it. So sorry, ma'am. It's just really nice. My college days. I used to walk. I love walking. It's besides that it clears my mind. It's just my way of breaking routine as well, because you know you always get goes mute. So walking is a break of that, and people notice. It's like they will ask me, why are you walking? Don't you have money to pay for commute? What is wrong with you? So yeah, it's just thinking back. It's like, you know, my motivations is just that, and now I'm connecting the dots, and I'm like, yeah, I love subjecting myself to this discomfort. And you know, besides breaking the routine of walking, I sometimes cross rivers going home, and I do it barefoot until I reach home. Our house is very near the river. It's not really near, like we're on the side of the river, but it's fairly near. You still have to walk, you know, a few kilometers. So I would do this, and I will, you know, you will cross the river. So you have to take your shoes off, and I don't put it on until I, you know, reach home. So it's like people will see me. People will see me without shoes on, and walking barefoot and full of dirt. What is wrong with you? And my mom will tell me, what happened? Why are you doing this? You know? And I'm just gonna look at them and just laugh, and just because. You know? So that's those are the things that yeah, I remember way back, and then really I'm not a masochist or something, okay? Just because I can do it, why not? So doing my research earlier, um, I have this theory. I have this theory from, you know, from the Stoics. Like on my previous episode, I've discussed this as well with fear and anxiety. It's the premeditation of evil. So they have this practice of subjecting themselves voluntarily to discomfort, you know, and this is to strengthen their mind, their mental muscles, their willpower. It's like what they believe is that once you subject yourself to hardships, to discomfort voluntarily, life doesn't have control over you anymore. It's like you already surpassed these things, and when fate throws things to you, you're ready. You're already you don't care anymore. Like if something worse than what you've subjected yourself into already, okay, you will still survive adversity, because in parts it's lesser. You know, you feel like you just can, because you already had survived some parts of it. And if life and fate throws you something more minimal than the suffering and the discomfort you've experienced yourself voluntarily, you won't even care about it anymore, because you know you've been through worse, right? So that's how we believe it happens. It's meditation evil. You just subject yourself voluntarily. You're gonna have this practice, like um, I can sleep on my bed. I can sleep properly. I can do things properly. But sometimes I choose to sleep on a chair. Sometimes I choose to sleep on the floor. So on the chair, most of the times I will sleep there if I wanted to wake up early, if I have a schedule early, because I feel like I have more control when when I'm uncomfortable. So it's like, that of course it will hurt some of your body parts, and that's the point. It's like you're not going to be comfortable, so you likely jolt up. You will wake up. So that's, yeah. I know I'm weird, but that's one of my practice. I deliberately do that, and just put myself in that position, and discomfort. And one more thing, why I do that is, you know, um, there are just a lot of things that can happen in this world. Life is unpredictable. So I'm not being a nihilist here. These things I'm doing has meaning somehow. And, it's just that maybe I'm trying to strengthen my mind as well with these practices. Like, as I've said, life is unpredictable, and you won't know. Some things can happen. Things can be taken away from us at any moment. Everything is impermanent, and everything impermanent can be taken away from us. So, by subjecting myself to this discomforts, I'm already anticipating things, worse things. And all I need is mental strength to overcome all of this, all of those things that can happen. That's why, I do those things. I did a lot more things as well, the motivations. But I wish I've discovered this. I mean, I go in depth more on this while I was in school still. Well, early on my age. Because I'm fairly, well, I have these few moments where I subject myself to discomfort, but as I remember, most of the times I'm still in the hedonic treadmill. Of course, who doesn't want structure and comfort? And by that, I have realized why most of my artworks aren't done. And also, it's just not just my artworks. I'm a procrastinator. I am a procrastinator, and it stems from perfectionism. Perfectionism is comfort. Whenever I'm not comfortable, and whenever I'm not satisfied, it spirals. And when I was in college, I'm in awe with these people who can finish their work on time. And yes, you guessed it. I do mine the day before the deadline. So it's like, it's just the analysis paralysis, the perfectionism on that part. And it's more on the mental side, actually. However long the deadline is, it's just gonna be that it happens to me that way before every time. It's a constant battle. And I figured it's the discomfort, and I'm not embracing it that time. So yeah, that's for Heraclitus, for Buddhism and Nietzsche for you. And yeah, the Stoics. The ultimate form of control is knowing that your well-being doesn't rely on the comfort of your surroundings. Also, you said habit is a person, and discomfort is the key. By intentionally seeking the uncomfortable, you're training your freedom. Because by that way, we are not gaining control over the world, but we are gaining control over ourselves, our resilience, and our interpretation of the world around us. This is the mantra. I am the variable I can trust, and I can handle this. Guys, I know you have this tendency as well. Tell me. Discomfort is not negative. It's just our judgment of it that's negative. And if you're into that, if you voluntarily put yourself in that position that you're uncomfortable, I salute you. Basically, I know how it feels like. And it will make you strong. It will make you strong, definitely. So just stay safe while you do it. And that's all for today. Stay strong, guys. See you on my next episode.